Hello and welcome. This video is going to be a book haul. I have been blessed by the thrift gods again and have quite a few lovely books to share with you, and actually almost all of them are fantasy books, which is a little bit of a change. Mostly I've been having a lot of luck finding sci-fi books, but this time they have decided to give me just general fiction and fantasy. So the first one I'm going to share with you is Anne McCaffrey's Dragon's Eye. I read Dragon Riders of Pern when I was very young and I loved it, and I actually haven't been able to find very much Anne McCaffrey in the thrift stores, so this was very nice. I paid like $1 for that. So this I found actually at an estate sale. This is another vintage copy of the Stepford Wives, but this is the movie edition of the Stepford Wives, and I actually picked this up for resale and not necessarily to read it. It is a little toasty inside. You can see where the binding is coming away, but I did pick this up for resale because of the fact that it is the movie edition. This I picked up because I actually wanted to read it. This is The Other by Thomas Tyron. And you know, books without barcodes. I think this is a horror novel, so I am interested to see what this is like. I don't really read a lot of horror. I just haven't read a whole lot of horror, just like I don't watch a whole lot of horror. It's just not my jam. But there's that. This I also picked up just to resell. It is The Science of Dreams by Edwin Diamond, and this is the original paperback. And I thought that this was really cool. Apparently this is public domain, so you can get it. Well, it's not public domain. You can get like another copy of this on the Kindle or something, but I thought this was cool. This is something I picked up for myself. This is a vintage book without barcode edition of Walden or Life in the Woods by Henry David Thoreau. I haven't read this in a long time and I would like to reread it again. So I'm really happy to have a vintage copy, even if it is a paperback. So I'm gonna reread that and I'm excited. I actually found another little tiny secondhand bookshop in my area, and while 75% of the store is romance novels, they do have a little tiny science fiction and fantasy section, and I was able to pick up Dream Snake by Vonda McIntyre in this cover, which is apparently the most desirable cover in the paperbacks. It does have a little bit of damage, and they decided to tape this stupid dot. I guess they have a dot system at how much this, like how they denote how much things cost. If you're wondering why there's a bookmark in it, it's because I recently finished this, and this will be the next Books Without Barcodes review. But yeah, I'll talk about this more in depth later, but very excited to pay $1.50 for this when I found it at the same bookstore. So I recently reviewed The Elven Bane by Mercedes Lackey and Andrea Norton, and literally I found this secondhand bookstore the day after I finished that book, so I had it fresh in my brain when I found Elven Blood, which is the sequel to Elven Bane, and I was just, wow, that is a fun picture of both of them. I did not pay $11.99. Actually, these two together I paid $7.49 for, so $5 for this one, roughly. So very excited that I already found the second book. I still don't have the third book, but you know, if I immediately find the second one, maybe when I finish this one, I will magically find the third. All right, now we're getting into, I guess, some fantasy. I don't know if this is fantasy or not. I saw this cover and I was like, you know what? Sure, I will get this. This might just be like, just a regular fiction book. But this is The Diamond Throne, book 1 of the Elenium by David Eddings. I have nothing, like I said, I have no idea about this. It just looked kind of fantasy, and it's a hardback, and I really like it when they do this like uneven cut pages. So I was like, you know what? We'll try it. We'll see. I also found This just quite the interesting cover. Like, this dude is definitely going to be a rules stickler when you're playing D&D. Doesn't he look like a rules stickler? He looks like someone who would not want you to go off campaign. But this is Daughter of the Drought, Forgotten Realms book. I've actually not read any of these tie-in books, so this cover got me mostly. I haven't decided if I'm going to actually read this or if I'm just going to put it up for sale, but I just thought it was too amusing to me to leave it behind. Did I get a couple of these? I think I did. I think I got most of them, but not all of them. Yeah. All right, so I somehow found book 3 and 4 of The Heritage of Shannara. So this is by Terry Brooks. So I got The Elf Queen of Shannara and The Talismans of Shannara. I did not find book 1 or 2. So whenever I find those, I can unlock this set and read these. They also, they have a little bit of dust damage. So that's normally dust and moisture issues, which I can remedy some, but not all the way. But I found these two, and again, the covers, just typical fantasy of the time. I think these are from the 90s. Let me see if I am correct. I love it when they have the little maps in there. I never refer to them when I'm reading the book, but it's nice that it's there. They put a little bit of extra effort. Just like that guy is trying to prove to everyone he is not compensating for anything with that car. Give me the title page. Oh, look, I was right. So this is a first edition from 1992. So I was correct in that. I think this is also a first edition as well, but this would be from like 93 or 4. Am I correct in that assumption? Man, I'm so good. This is 93. All right, so we got 2 first editions there. I think that's why I picked them up, in addition to the covers being amusing. I got another Forgotten Realms book. This is book 3 in the Hunter's Blade trilogy. The Two Swords. Again, most of these I picked up because I like the cover and because I got them at Goodwill. I think these were like $3 a piece. I also had a coupon for 25% off, so I actually originally picked most of these up for resale, but we'll see. I'm gonna do some research and see if maybe I need to hold on to them until I can read them and review them. But that's originally why I had picked them up. Another R.A. Salvatore. This is Luthen's Gamble, The Crimson Shadow. Or if you guys want to leave me some information down below as to if any of these are worth reading, I'm always glad to read y'all's suggestions because they amuse me sometimes. Also, that you guys give really great information. So Luthen's Gamble is another first edition from 1996. That's pretty sweet. And then the last one is Visions of Fantasy, Tales from the Master. So this is edited by Isaac Asimov and Martin Greensburg. This is a short story collection. Oh, sweet. All right, so this is from 1989 and a first edition, which is cool. So this has a story by Anne McCaffrey, William Lee, Jane Yolen, Howard Goldsmith, Ray Bradbury, Bruce Coville, Marion Zimmer Bradley, Madeline L'Engle, Isaac Asimov, Al Serantonio, Lewis and Edith Shiner, and Elizabeth Helfman. So I have heard and read books by half of those authors. The other half I have not heard of. So when I saw this, I had to pick it up because I saw Asimov and was like, well, I guess I have to look at this. So that is my little book haul of somebody's random fantasy collection that got donated to Goodwill, plus a couple of other pickups that I found along the way. So again, most of these I had picked up to find a new home for, but if you think any of these besides this one, because this one and then the other ones like the Thoreau and the other, and of course Dream Snake. If it's one that I didn't expressly say that I was going to read them and you have any information, or it's a book that you've read before, please let me know in the comments if I maybe should hold on to it until I can read it. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you guys next Monday for the review of Dream Snake. And until then,